Today we're going to be putting some brakes on my E30. We've got a UUC big brake kit and some Hawk HPS pads because the stock brakes are junk. Alright, so first we got to take these two bolts out here and here to take the caliper off, and then we're going to have to remove this nut, or this for the brake line here, so the brake line comes out of the caliper, then that can come off, and then the rotor will slide right off, and we can start putting the new stuff on. Minty. Junk. So you might notice we've got these extended studs in here. E30s don't come with any studs from the factory. They've got like lug nut bolts, lug bolts I guess you'd call them. And these are just in there for one, because it's such a pain in the ass to take a wheel off when there's nothing holding it on. And two, it keeps the wheel on there. They're stronger, and you can run spacers without having to buy like extended lug bolts like you would if you were running spacers and trying to use the stock ones. You'd only be in like no thread, so it wouldn't work. So that's what those are for. So we've got two-piece rotors here, so we have to torque each of these bolts here that hold the two pieces together, and they're torqued down to 180 inch-pounds, so that's what we're going to do now. You want to make sure you clean the surface of the rotors off really well before you put them on, because you're touching them with your hands. Your hands have lots of oils on them. So I'm just using some brake cleaner and the back of a sponge, because it's got a Scotch-Brite pad on it, and just rubbing off, making sure I get off all the oil before I put them on the car. Alright, so we're installing the brake lines here. It came with stainless steel brake lines, and we turned the wheel full lock so that we can make sure that it's not going to bind up on anything and that it's long enough. So all we got to do is take this this nut out and we can drop the old brake line and caliper down and then screw the new one in and we should be good to go. Alright, so we just finished it up. We put the wheel on, checked for wheel clearances, make sure nothing was rubbing anywhere. So now all we got to do is bleed the brakes and then we can put the wheel on for good, take it for a drive and get the new pads bedded in and then we should be good to go. Mother ratcheting wrenches are bae.